Hi everyone, my name is Rishi. I'm the co-founder of Digital Scholar, and today on the talk show we have Madhavi, who is the founder of Content Vidhya and is one of the known faces in the industry today. But she was part of Digital Scholar way back in 2019 in the first ever batch of Digital Scholar, and we'll get to know her inspiring story throughout the interview. Welcome to the show, Uma.
Thank you very much, Rishi. Happy to be here.
Amazing. So, Uma, how did Content Vidhya start? And even before we get there, would you like to tell us what were you doing before you got into the field of digital marketing? So, before 2019, what were you doing and how were things turning out for you? And so tell us more about you.
Okay, so the thing is, like, it's a long story, but I want to make it a little smaller. It's like I was blogging back in 2004 and one of the early bloggers, and I went viral in no time, but because of some personal issues, I had to delete my blog, within 3 years of that time. And since then, I always wanted to get back into the field, but the competition went high. So I was actually afraid of competing with my past self. I was like, no, I may not hit this time. So that fear stopped me because people started telling me that, you need to have digital marketing skills and you need to find out your niche, because those days we used to talk about everything as blogging was very new. So then I got to know about this digital marketing. And I knew Digital Deepak, I knew Sorojan. I was following both of them. But my bad luck or good luck, I don't know. I didn't know that Saurav is from Chennai. So I wanted to join with Digital Deepak, and I went to Bangalore, and unfortunately those classes got cancelled. I thought of traveling every week. Then I got to know about Digital Scholar, and I didn't know that Digital Scholar was established by Saurav. I came to a demo. Then I realized that, okay, this is by Saurav, and I was like, instantly took the decision. So obviously I've been following him on his YouTube and all. So, and before to Content Vidhya and before to Digital Scholar, like my life was seriously horrible because I've been working in content writing industry for almost 16 years. But those days I was going through my marriage separation, and also I was financially broken. And I didn't have even basic money to survive with my family. I couldn't even take care of my kids because I was in deep depression. So that time I realized that at one moment I realized that I'm running out of money and I need to get into something. So I thought that, okay, let me get into digital marketing. That's when I got to know about Digital Scholar, and I came to demo and I attended it. And you know what, actually, so I don't mean to, say something wrong about this, but what I feel great about Digital Scholar is, we can find a few sources and materials online, we can learn from them. But the problem with that is we don't stick to that. Lot of problems like procrastination and the motivation missing and no inspiration, no influence. So what I really loved about Digital Scholar and Sorojan was like Sorojan is pushing us. So a little bit like a friend and more like a strict teacher. You're going to finish this. Otherwise, you're not going to hit in the industry. So he was very specific, and the material we got and the support we got from the staff, everything really helped us. And I was making sure that I was doing all the assignments, and I was not skipping the classes, and that really helped me a lot in the journey. So again, I got into my job. I started with content writing as I was parallelly learning digital marketing with Digital Scholar. And then, Saurav also was saying that, you guys need to, he was telling everybody, all the students, that you got to think big for your branding. You need to look into your personal branding, otherwise business branding. You need to do something big. So he was pushing us. And that moment, as you know, Rohit, one of your other students, he was pushing me like, you've been training people for your teams. The people I was working with, why don't you get into training? And meanwhile, you're another student, Nero, calligraphy Nero. Right. I attended one of his workshops, and I really was amazed how he was handling offline workshops. And I was like, when 23 or 24 year old is doing this, why can't I do it? I actually have, even now, this is the first time I'm going live. I have this camera fear, I have this stage fear. So I never wanted to get into this. But then I was like, I got inspired with Niru, then Saurav was pushing on the other side. And that moment I went to Success Can Meet, where I've seen, all the inspiration stories. And even Rohit was pushing me. And that moment, Fahim also, like, Uma, you can do it, you have to start it. Then you will think, then later you decide whether you're going it well or not. So that's how I got up with the Content Vidhya. Initially, we struggled a little for first 2 batches, but obviously all the training we got through Digital Scholar, it really helped us to get good things ahead.
Amazing, Uma. So it's been almost 2 years. How? This was the birth of Content Vidya. Can you tell us what Content Vidya does and how have you changed the lives of a lot of people? So some more story or background on Content Vidya.
Sure. It's like, as I said, that's how Content Vidya started. So in the first workshop, we got only 8 members, 8 enrollments officially. And I was like little disappointed. But then Fahim and Rohit was like, this is your first workshop. You cannot expect much because people don't know you. You have to prove yourself. But the response, like after I went there, another 2 people came and one of them actually.
Yes.
So actually, like for the first workshop, as I went in, we got 2 unexpected attendees, and one among them was like 72-year-old, and he was an author of 21 books. And I was so amazed to have him there because and I was like actually little scared also. Would I be able to handle? But by end of the day, I was so happy. I was not worried about like only 8 students and 10 students. I was so happy because all the students gave us a great feedback and they themselves approached us. And actually, another student who visited the premises, he was a photographer. He came with the camera. So he took a few photographs, and also these students, they shared some testimonials all by themselves. We didn't request. And those have been a great help for us. And like since then, we had almost like 35 batches till now on content writing. And other course we have is on copywriting exclusively. Copywriting is 21 days and content writing is 6 days. And what I realized by like attending digital scholar is it's more about practicing. That's what I realized. Because I've been learning a few things online, but those things didn't work. Things started working once I started making it like, practical. So we were doing a lot of assignments with you guys. Like it was like homework, daily homework. So I followed the same approach. I started giving assignments to the students, but what I started doing is I started reviewing them. So this is one benefit from our Content Vidhya side. So I started reviewing all the assignments. So far in this 1.5 year, we reviewed more than 26,000 assignments, all by myself. I spend almost 3 to 4 hours every day on that. So I feel so glad. And my goal was to I've been seeing a lot of writers in the industry for all these years. And I have seen that most of the writers, I don't mean to insult them, but most of the writers, they work more for the money, not from the heart. And there are the other side of writers who knows everything, who are brilliant, but they don't know how to get into the industry. So I was targeting more of them because they're truly writers. And I was targeting more of them. And we've been getting brilliant students, like from the ages of 18 to 70 and even 70 plus. And most of the assignment submission rate is always 70+%. Wow. So almost they have to submit 6 to 10 assignments, and they've been doing it great. And so this is how things have been working. And most of them now they build their personal brand. And some of the copywriters, they've been working on their own businesses. And now some of them were digital marketers who got their own agencies now. And so a lot of success stories. So we don't have time to talk about all that. But revenue-wise, in this 1.5 year, as I told you, I was struggling. There was one day during the digital scholar time only, when my elder one, he got an accident. He fell at home. And I didn't even have 2,000 rupees to go to hospital because I spent some money that I had, some savings from that I got from other places. I spent all it on digital scholar, and I was going very low with financially. So that day, I didn't have 2,000 rupees, and now the gross profits we made in this 1.5 years is 60 lakhs, and which I feel so glad. And I really am so happy that I took the decision to join Digital Scholar, because I never thought that, yes, I had this dream that I wanted to be a blogger. That was my dream when I was joining Digital Scholar. I want to be a successful blogger, and I wanted to build my personal brand as a blogger. But the journey through the inspiration I got from Saurav, and also I have seen you personally. When I saw you first time, I was like, he seems to be like a kid. He's going to handle us. That's what I felt. But later I keep on talking to everybody. Whenever I talk about Saurav with anybody, even I talk about Saurav with my students on live every time, I share some tips that I learned from Saurav, and I mention that. I give credits to Saurav. So I mentioned about you also, so I thought that Rishi is a small kid, but I have seen him developing in these 2 years. I really am so happy. And also, obviously, you've been showing that dedication. I can see that, online and offline. So yeah,
Right.
I'm so happy for
So
you.
I think we both grew together. That
Yeah,
would be the right statement,
exactly,
because
exactly.
initially even that time was it was a beginner stage for me as well, and
Yeah,
this shows that in 2 years or 3 years of your time, we just put in your efforts in the right
dedication and efforts.
way.
That yeah, time.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, your time into things that you love, because you love content part. You basically mastered it. You had
yeah,
6,500 people, generated 60 lakhs revenue, and
yeah,
mine was creating funnels, doing the teaching part of it, and
yeah.
we both live the passion.
And
And
I go through all the videos that you share on the community. I really love the way you do it. And also, you know what? One of the other things I loved about Digital Scholar is always, some, we used to have some, what do we call them as, sometimes I run out of words. You used to make us play, you used to make us learn through playing. So I
right,
remember, how you
gamification.
used to plan up the events around, and I remember each and everything of that. That was a
Awesome.
great journey, in fact. 3 months
Awesome.
of beautiful life, and the best part of learning.
Amazing, amazing. So, yeah, if you could just share. So you already shared that we usually focus more on the creative side of the things and the way we teach. What were few of the amazing moments from Digital Scholar as well in terms of teaching? So, which subjects which helped you thoroughly in your in shaping up for what you've become today?
Yeah. So first thing is, I thought always that WordPress was a big thing. Honestly, whenever I wanted to get into blogging, I was like, I don't want to learn WordPress. But the way you guys dealt it, and I think we had the sessions, only 2 sessions on that. And in those 2 sessions, we got a clear idea on what plugins are very useful and how to install it and how to use it. Like, once you install these 2 things, blogging through WordPress is as simple as blogging through any free blogging platform. That was one thing we learned. Then it's more about audience persona. Audience persona is something I have been hearing for almost 5 years. Okay, but I never thought that it was so serious. I thought, like, why people go with audience persona. You need to understand that these guys are going to follow you. But the more I started following it, and the more I started to analyze my audience, the more success I got through. So those 2 things are the best things I learned from Digital Scholar. I mean, subject wise. But my main part goes to the influence and the inspiration Saurav gave us.
Right, amazing. So I remember way back 2019, you used to follow all the modules thoroughly, all the assignments, and
Yeah,
wherever you said I didn't understand this, you wanted to relearn it again and
yeah.
implement it again, and that
And Saurav
shows.
used to say, I know you would ask this question.
And so you basically showed true dedication, and we always say the one who implements at Digital Scholar always wins, right? All the
Exactly.
success stories are the ones who basically given a lot of dedication, because we can only show the path. Other person has to basically work hard as well, because there's no free food in the digital world. You
That's
know the
true.
hard work that goes in.
And also, it's like I have seen personally, like, from my batchmates as well as your other batches, like, from the second batch and from the third batch, offline batches. I do have, I call them as friends. They think that I'm a guru, but I call them more like friends, because they do approach me and they talk to me about, as a Digital Scholar, how their journey has been. I feel so glad. And also, from the way I talk to my students and other people, I know that, some of them joined Digital Scholar, and I'm so happy for them. And they keep on sharing the things with me on WhatsApp. Ma'am, yesterday this class happened, and I'm so happy with this, and I'm happy that I took the decision. So great about Digital
Yeah,
Scholar
I
about that.
think since 2019 to until now, we have changed a lot in the curriculum. Like, a lot
Yeah.
has been added, a lot has been improvised, and we keep doing it on the basis of the feedback we
That
get.
happens with everybody. But I was talking to Girish, I think, from the second batch. I was like, okay, these guys are teaching you this. They didn't teach us this. I was like fighting with them. You guys are lucky and all. And these things happen everywhere. Even with my workshops, like, from the batch to batch, we get to know about a new idea, and we implement that. It happens with everybody.
Right. So perfect, Uma Madhvi. This is amazing. Seeing your journey, how you did not have money to basically get through in 2019 to what you've become, a source of inspiration for so many, and creating a bigger impact in the world. I think this is just a very inspiring story altogether. Now, final few words for people who are stepping in this industry. What do you suggest them to do to be successful a few years down the line?
Okay. It's like learning is not just about going through videos or attending the classes, as Saurabh has been saying, and as I've been implementing for all these years. Learning is about practicing. This is what I tell anybody. And also to survive in the industry, provide value. So don't think about, when you think, don't think about profits. When you provide value, profits come in. We don't have to plan them. So these two things, that's what I follow, and I keep on suggesting people to follow them.
Amazing. And would you suggest somebody joining Digital Scholar, provided it's all online now and it's almost 10x to what you went through in terms of delivery, in terms of trainers, in terms of the content upgradation. So it's been all on
Assignments,
point.
yeah.
So what do you suggest people to join Digital Scholar?
Definitely, I don't have to personally suggest, I'm sure, because from going with the video, they would understand how my journey has been, because I could not do this for 14 years. As I said, I left my blogging in 2007, and I always wanted to get back. So I could not do it in those 12 years, and in these 2 years, I could do more than that. So that simply shows how my journey has been, and that simply shows how effective digital scholar learning has been.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Uma, for doing this on a very short notice. I wouldn't say a very short notice because we've been going off and on,
Yeah, I know.
interview. But glad, super glad to actually know this and seeing you again after so long. It's been a pleasure hosting you.
Yeah, same here, Rishi, and I'm so thankful to Digital Scholar and Sorojan, and for all of you guys, including all the trainers. I don't want to name each and everyone has been great with the way they has been training us.
Super.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uma, and we'll be in touch for sure.
Surely. I'm looking forward to meet you in person as soon as possible.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Take care, Uma. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.